Hello and welcome back to another SAP Ranked, where this is the last time we have to play this weekly. I hated it at the beginning. I have to admit my truth and speak my honest opinion. But you know what? It cooked eventually. And as soon as this lobby is full in 1 second, like I said, as we were, and as we are, a lot of great things. You know what? Forget the otter. Screw the otter. There's no pill for the ant, so screw the ant. We stick it and we roll in with our boys here. Our 2-3 lads. Our homies of fairly statted proportions. Grabby Sacks. Me. When... I don't know. What's the joke here? Something... Itchy balls. I don't know. That's probably... There's something that you can come up with a better joke than that yourself, I'm sure. But anyway, this weekly, you know what? I hated it, and I think I'm happy to see it go, broadly speaking. But that don't mean that I'm dismissive of what we've been given. Okay, whatever this buffs, okay, you are the designated buff target. You have received the blessing of the gods, and as such, you will be buffed until the end of this game. You have gotten the edge in stats compared to everybody else, and you know what that means. You and I both know what that means. Now next turn, I'm gonna script this for you, and I'm not gonna make it unrealistic. Okay, we're gonna get one level after a roll, not in the first options, but after a roll, we'll buy it. We're gonna get tropical fish. We're not gonna get giraffe because that's the best option, but we're gonna get tropical fish and we're gonna live with it. And we're gonna be happy. It's fine by me. You can keep living as well, you know? I'm a generous man of truth. Or something. Okay, like I said. Okay, I did not say that. Don't get it twisted, I did not say that. Okay, we could try just buy a salamander and then put broccoli on this guy. 3-9 is kind of a stupid stat line. If there was shrimp, then this would be a very nice little boost, but as it stands, maybe that wasn't the best play. One twisted stat boost too many. The attack 4 attack is very useful, you know. But I mean, it's a logic thing, I guess. And plus we're looking for a level and some upgrades on that anyway. Generally speaking, the Stork is just, I mean, it provides value, consistent value. I prefer the way it was before, but also the way it was before was kind of nonsense, and everybody knew it was nonsense. At least this way, you know what you're getting each time, in a manner of speaking. If we're building to something, we may as well. We'll put a bone on you, not to make it weird. Okay. This is a level that we're getting purely for the bonus effect and not necessarily for anything else. Now, let me think about this one for a second. With the bone, we're in a good standing. That gives us just a little bit of bonus to ensure we're not over-attacking on this guy. We should one-shot most things these days. Okay, you're going crazy with the broccoli on your bulldog, or auto buffs combined as well. I don't blame you for it. It's a good play. I respect it. Actually, no, one of the auto buffs hit your seahorse. The reverse deduction goes crazy on that one. Okay. We drew, and I don't mind. Give me a good level up reward though, at the very least. The hippo's good. Hippo's good, don't get me wrong. We're not so close to level 3 that I can afford to take you. So give me a hippo. Put it here, don't put it there. I would buy a croissant for you, maybe. Croissant's probably one of the better things we could buy. Honestly, croissant you, and then he will broccoli you later. At that point, I think it's a fair game. Then you'll be on 5-10 next turn. 5-10 is pretty useful, and then your deck will keep increasing. If we can get a strong hippo early, then we can become undefeatable. It's just usually that's not a play that's like reasonable. So why is my salamander so far back? I've never used a salamander to great effect. I guess the idea is that if you're buying and selling pets anyway, then you may as well get a benefit out of it. It's like they changed it. It used to be that you could activate this infinitely and then create a very nice cycle of buying and selling and getting benefit from it. I don't know what you're cooking with your team. You did better things. Okay. Do we want to start scaling you just to get something to do? And honestly, this may seem like it's a bit too late, but I would run it thusly anyway. To be frank. Just because you're already quite strong. So we may as well continue the investment early, even if it's late in broader terms. But we can always just sell you net later, right? We can run a sell on the giraffe and then buy like a penguin or buy a monkey or something like that to buff our unit even greater heights. And we're also looking for a level next turn in addition to all of that. Plus this allows us not to just go all in on the seahorse. Which is out of all the tier 1 pets the best to keep around, but not the most impactful. Okay, we continue winning. It's kind of a status quo situation. We're not upgrade. Okay, the level is fantastic. Thank you kindly. It's hard to say no to a turkey at this stage of the game, so put a turkey in there. Maybe we'll get a fly later. Love you. That was not a comment to any of you, by the way. Maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe parasocial is good for the engagement. I've always thought maybe separate tangent, whatever. That's how these videos go anyway. I've always thought that parasocial was kind of a simultaneous. It's the way that people treat it nowadays is kind of overblown it into a negative thing that doesn't have to be a negative thing. I think the problem is that it's like it's like a very loud and proud example of like negative press as a result of a few bad apples, something spoil the bunch, right? Whereas it's essentially just that a few people who are like insane about it. Yeah, give me. Okay, well, Siberian Husky doesn't really check out with all of this. Honestly, just give me that. Give me a potato, because I think we may end up needing it. The giraffe's bound to go at some point. But I wouldn't replace it for a husky, because that scales the more pointless members of our squad back here. And I'm keeping the pivot options very open at this point in the game. You know? Because we have 2 replaceable units here. You can go for like a fly, because that synergizes. You can go for a scalar. And then we have the perfect team. Well, we have the gimmick synergy. A little bit of a gimmick synergy, at least. And we have a scaled up boy who's ready to rock and roll and destroy opponents regardless. You're like, that ain't right. I think I messed up your order, but it was to your benefit. Okay, that's exactly what I meant. Now a shark technically synergizes well here. Technically. You know what? We'll run it. Plus, we are getting some benefit across the board here. Who's to say no to that? This is kind of a tricky balancing. We have a lot of weak units over here. There's not really any spawning perks to take advantage of all this. The shark is, if anything, also a placeholder, but I have given it a lot of responsibility by putting a potato on it. Plus, I got buff from the turkey. If I had known the turkey level was coming, I would have changed my order a bit, but you know what? Can't see into the future. We can only see into the present and then intuit the future based on probabilistic outcomes. At least in Super Auto Pets. Maybe in real life that's also true, but it's not as enjoyable to the eye to understand that it's the case. Okay, I don't know what you're cooking here. Okay, he got me with the hawk snipe. I'm not worried yet though. What did he hawk snipe, by the way? In my back line. Okay, well, I mean... Potato on you seems pertinent. And a level on you seems delightful as well. Keep getting you scaled up to the maximum that you can. Because otherwise we're going to fall behind like this guy. We just about survive you. No, we don't. You have more scaling than I do by far. Okay. Think your bison, you must have gotten it quite early for it to scale that much just by not getting any benefit anywhere else, right? We can logic this out. It starts at 4/4. If you're getting 2 health each time, then you've had this for 6 turns. Roughly, you've had this for 6 turns. Or 5 turns, and you got a health buff from the otter onto it. Something like that, I don't know. In any case, this is tricky. Very tricky. I'm not sure what to do to make my team that much better at this point. This is pretty good. My team is pretty good at this point. I would like a level on my scaler to continue my prowess. I can't really sell anything now, because everything's got a position and a purpose. Like, you buff your outcome, but this is only a one, like, this synergy is overblown for what it's actually producing for me in terms of value. Right? Like, speaking from a logical position here. So would we not rather have something else? But is it too late to yearn for more value? Like, okay, you're a 4/3 that summons... Okay, let me think about this. You're a 4/3 that summons a 6/4, which gets buffed to a 12/8. Or rather, okay, 4/3 that summons a 6/4 is 10/7. Yes? Okay. And this is 7/7, but then the buff activates thrice. So actually the slug is a better option than the stalk, notwithstanding what the stalk can put out, considering the ability only. And it's also better for the shark, so I should really replace it, and I should have unfrozen that stalk there. Okay. He's got me on that one. He's got me on all fronts, in fact. This guy's... He's cooked me beyond belief, I think. In that occasion, okay. Insane pivot. Oh, also you get the buff here, so it's actually just better all around. Okay. We would like a stake on you, so that you deal significant damage. 2 stakes seems pretty good to me. Just put them on everything else, and honestly, now it's not really in my hands at this point. Like, I've done fairly enough. I've done all I can. This guy has countered me with a scaling devoid build, apart from a giraffe that's kind of chugging along here. And it's pretty good, because you've done well to get this far at least. Well, you also have a carrot, so you know what? Fair enough at that point. Everybody else doesn't have that hard counter. You do deal 16 damage, which does kill my shark. Because I should have buffed it, really. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now that's a synergy right there. That's keeping us alive and in the game. For certain. Okay, let's get everything staked up. Nothing here really entices me, honestly. Just maybe take some attack. Yeah, because then that puts you at 50. Now, okay, let's think about this for a second. We just beat. Who did we just beat? Yeah, okay. We just beat the 1133 cockroach user. It's been a while since we faced you. I suspect we will go up against you. In that case, put me here. Put me here either way, maybe. Maybe put me here. Because I don't mind if you get the buff more than anything else. Switch it up in that way. Let's try it. Because on the off chance that we go up against the Scorpion, this prevents us from collapsing him completely and having a hippo not have any impact. And then relying on other opportunities. And nobody hears Hawk sniping me anymore, so I can finally actually use my shark back here. Which needs a level to stay relevant, to be frank. Okay, that's a perfectly fine death. It's not a perfectly fine death. Honestly, +3, if with that we gained, we didn't lose. We're in the 1%. We ended the weekly in the 1%. We didn't gain as high as we could have, but this weekly was really crazy. Like, there's a lot of options, a lot of different things here and there. So honestly, I'm happy to end it here after the long marathons we've had to survive this weekly. Anyway, it's been back. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Every interaction helps the algorithm, and yeah, enjoy.